Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into the lavish life of Leonardo DiCaprio, exploring his most expensive possessions. From private islands to luxury cars and private jet, this Hollywood legend's taste for the extravagant is on full display. Get ready to be amazed by the luxury that defines Leo's world. Number 1. Leonardo DiCaprio has millions of dollars in property. Real estate is a venture that's yielded great dividends for Leonardo DiCaprio. But it's hard to keep up with his property inventory as he tends to act fast when it comes to buying and selling. In December 2021, the actor put down nearly $10 million for a Beverly Hills home boasting 5,000 square feet, including 5 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms. A few months earlier, he bought a 2-story Malibu beach house worth $13.8 million, with 4 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms occupying part of the nearly 3,300 square foot dwelling. Meanwhile, DiCaprio's been developing a Paradise Cove lot he bought in 2017, worth $23 million. According to Mansion Global, the 1.8-acre parcel previously owned by billionaire Vincent Viola and director Ridley Scott before him, is reportedly next door to a mansion owned by Courtney Cox. And he still has his first acquisition of 2 Hollywood Hills lots, one of which Madonna previously owned, that he bought for $4 million in 1994. But the actor is notorious for quickly unloading property once he's accumulated enough equity over the years. According to Architectural Digest, previous homes under his name included a Spanish-style abode in Silver Lake and a ranch outside Los Angeles. In 2022, Mansion Global reported that he sold a Malibu beach home for $10.3 million. Number 2. Renting private jets, $200,000. Being a major Hollywood star sure comes with a ton of perks, but it also comes with plenty of downsides. The lack of privacy is probably the biggest one, since everyone seems to want a piece of you every time you're out in public. This is probably why DiCaprio prefers to travel in style, often renting private jets when he needs to travel. Considering the average price for renting these bad boys is $200,000, we can only imagine how much he's already spent in total. Number 3. Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't live in every home he owns. It's safe to say that Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't live in all of those palatial pads he owns. 2 of them, he bought for his parents. In 2021, the actor acquired for his biological mother, Ermeline Indenburken, a $7.1 million Spanish colonial mansion from Modern Family star Jesse Tyler Ferguson. It got an interior upgrade from a set designer who worked on the show Will and Grace. The 5,000 square foot abode includes 4 bedrooms and was previously occupied by the likes of actor Robert Pattinson and singer Gwen Stefani. 3 years earlier, Leo bought his dad, George DiCaprio, a Tudor-style Los Feliz home at almost $5 million. Its previous owner, recording artist Moby, redesigned the interior with a more contemporary look, belying its 1926 origins. But in January 2022, DiCaprio prepared to unload the property on a buyer looking to pay $4.9 million. It's not officially known where Dad lives now. DiCaprio has also developed a nice revenue stream by renting out some of his inventory, such as a Malibu beach bungalow he paid $1.6 million for in 1998. The 3-bedroom space is one of his more modest homes, though its interior once boasted Titanic memorabilia, and he charges a monthly rental fee of $25,000. More luxurious is a Palm Springs home he reportedly purchased for $5.2 million in 2014 and rents out for $3,750 a night. Built in 1964 for singer Dinah Shore, the place has 6 bedrooms, a tennis court, and even a guest house. Number 4. Leo owns an island in the Caribbean. Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't merely dabble in real estate, he goes all in, headfirst. Case in point, besides owning Casas de DiCaprio galore, he also includes in his holdings his own Isle de Leo. That's right, the movie star owns an uninhabited, 104-acre atoll called Blacador Cay just off the coast of Belize. He and partner Jeff Graham acquired the island for $1.75 million after being inspired by the rustic scenery of mainland Belize. But rather than loll about the unspoiled island, DiCaprio had planned to open an eco-friendly resort in hopes that it would be the most luxurious development of its kind in the world. Renderings of DiCaprio's dream include a 118-suite lodge, 48 private residences, and 68 villas, all reliant on green energy. The actor planned to add natural nurseries to bolster the island's surrounding wildlife, from fish and other marine life to types of grass and trees. "I couldn't have gone to Belize and built on an island, and done something like this, if it weren't for the idea that it could be groundbreaking in the environmental movement," he remarked to the New York Times about his project. Oddly enough, DiCaprio's biggest opponents happen to be environmentalists fearing that construction will damage the island ecosystem. They have been pressuring the star to scale back on his ambitions. And ever since DiCaprio made his plans public in 2018, there's been nary a hint of development on the island. Number 5. He has owned environmentally friendly cars. For someone who leads a jet-setting life, it's amazing that Leonardo DiCaprio hasn't amassed a car collection that matches the rapid velocity of his career. Nope, he's a celeb more into fuel mileage than speed. In other words, the fewer emissions his vehicles emit, the greater the benefits to the environment. It wasn't always this way for Leo, whose first four-wheeler was a Ford Mustang muscle car. "It was incredibly fast, and I could smoke anyone on the road," he said to Top Gear. But when the environmental activism bug bit the actor, he shifted his vehicular sensibilities toward green energy. 5 years later, Leo became the first consumer to own a Fisker Karma hybrid, worth about $95,900 at the time. Per the Los Angeles Times, Fisker was moved to create their model when they saw Leo driving his Toyota Prius hybrid car. Arguably, his pride and joy would be the $200,000 Tesla Roadster he's rumored to have purchased. Apparently, the electric vehicle inspired DiCaprio to team up with Tesla's CEO Elon Musk to work on an eco-documentary. While biosphere-friendly, this Tesla's also pretty quick, as it can hit 60 miles per hour from a standstill in 1.9 seconds, making it convenient for Leo to outrun the paparazzi. The star once told Top Gear that he had a Lexus hybrid, and per unconfirmed reports, he may have bought a decidedly environmentally unfriendly Porsche Cayenne. Number 6. Leonardo DiCaprio wears a lot of Armani. If Leonardo DiCaprio is really worth roughly $250 million, it helps to look the part. And Leo certainly delivers in the style department. He's come a long way since his days on the series Growing Pains, when he would frequently be seen in t-shirts and jeans. Today, he dresses up to the nines. His fave designer has long been Giorgio Armani, whom he's known for years. And the fashion icon frequently customizes the star with his signature timeless and sleek attire. "I have dressed him on many occasions, on the red carpet, but also on set," said Armani to GQ about DiCaprio. "He is a perfect example of an inconspicuous elegance that can always be appreciated, everywhere," the designer added. "It's a perfect match between film and fashion when these two get together." The tandem has resulted in Armani designing suits for DiCaprio to wear at the Oscars in 2016, when he won the Best Actor trophy for The Revenant. The designer made him look very much like the stock market high roller in The Wolf of Wall Street, and a celebrated patron at high-profile shindigs like the Cannes Film Festival. But what's great about Armani suits is that while stylish, they're hardly over-the-top fashion items. Instead, the designer's tilt toward understatement proves that his apparel isn't strictly for the likes of Leo, but showcases a look that almost any dude can pull off. Number 7. His watches are expensive. There's no way Leonardo DiCaprio could ever be late for an event, especially with the expensive timepieces he wraps around his wrist. If one of his watches, like his priced stainless steel Rolex Cosmograph Daytona, is worth over $30,000, the least it could do is display the correct time. That Rolex is one of a handful of watches DiCaprio owns, according to Swiss Watch Expo. One watch he doesn't wear as often is likely among the most durable in his collection. That would be the titanium-cased Avenger put out by Breitling. Most Avenger models are at least $4,000. DiCaprio wore that tough-looking timepiece in 2006 while filming the drama Blood Diamond. And then there are watches by Jaeger, which Leo wore at charity auctions held by the company. Jaeger watch prices keep climbing into the thousands. Another brand he likes is Tag Heuer, which signed Leo up to become its global ambassador in 2009. During his downtime, he's known to strap on an Aquaracer, which still functions at depths as extreme as 1,600 feet below sea level and goes for $2,700 or more. He's also worn other Tag Heuer models in such flicks as The Wolf of Wall Street and Inception. As GQ noted, DiCaprio's Wolf of Wall Street watch actually resembles a Rolex, but the gold-plated Tag Heuer would have cost around $1,000 in the 80s. Number 8. He collects movie memorabilia. It's safe to say that Leonardo DiCaprio has starred in a number of flicks that already qualify as classic outings, from Titanic to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, so it stands to reason that he's a big fan of vintage films from yesteryear. In a few cases, his infatuation with those stellar releases has led to an acquisition of props and other items. Probably his most expensive cinematic connection is a pair of ruby red shoes worth $2 million, worn by a young Judy Garland, who played Dorothy in the 1939 classic, The Wizard of Oz. DiCaprio and a group of donors provided the funds for the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures to acquire the slippers in 2012. Garland wore at least 4 different pairs of the red pumps while filming, although the ones DiCaprio is linked to were apparently used most frequently on the set. In 2013, DiCaprio and a philanthropist bought the legendary upright piano used by actor and musician Dooley Wilson in the 1941 epic Casablanca. The iconic piece, which brought star Humphrey Bogart to tears while Dooley played As Time Goes By in one classic scene, was slated for display at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. To demonstrate that he's as normal as any other Star Wars fan, DiCaprio had 150 of the franchise's action figures, including one vinyl cape Jawa that's estimated to be worth $4,500, per unverified reports. According to The Force, the star auctioned them all off in 2006 for his foundation's environmental protection efforts for $100,000. Number 9. Star Wars vinyl cape $18,000. Everyone has a little bit of nerd inside them, and Leonardo DiCaprio is no exception. Just because he is one of the most famous people in the world doesn't mean he isn't entitled to love the same things as your average Joe. Like the Star Wars franchise, for example. As a matter of fact, the star loves Star Wars so much he is no stranger to the world of collecting action figures, amongst other types of memorabilia. Owning hundreds of action figures from the franchise isn't the biggest proof of his love, though. Apparently, Leonardo has dropped $18,000 on a Star Wars vinyl cape. Number 10. Riverhouse Apartment, Battery Park. Located in a super green, eco-friendly building at 2 River Terrace in Battery Park City, is DiCaprio's stunning condo with Hudson River views. Opened in 2008, River Terrace was one of the first new buildings in Battery Park and features sustainable teak cabinets in the kitchen and bathrooms to the bamboo floors. The air is twice filtered and solar energy is used throughout. While Leonardo DiCaprio bought his Riverhouse apartment for $3.67 million in 2008 and later a second apartment for $8 million. He has some famous neighbors in the building, including Tyra Banks, director Oliver Stone, and How I Met Your Mother star Kobe Smulders and her husband.